Truck drivers, have you ever wondered if personal mistakes can have really bad effects on your CDL? Here's the truth. Your CDL is a lot more fragile than you think, and it doesn't take 10 years of violations or 10 years of bad habits to ruin your CDL. Sometimes it can just take one bad decision, and that decision can be on duty or even off duty. So stick around, because in today's video, I'm going to explain exactly how that works. And who knows, it may just save your CDL. Listen, I don't care if you've been driving 20 years or 2 months. Every single CDL driver is at risk of these mistakes. Today, I'm going to break down the top personal mistakes that cost truckers their CDLs, their jobs, and even their future in trucking. But I'm also going to tell you how you can avoid all of these things. Before we dive fully in, my name is Cole. I'm a state DOT cop, and I drop videos every single week to help you stay squared away and to help you stay ahead of the DOT curve, even when I'm sick with the cold source to prove it. Let's get into it. One of the top things I need you to know and I need to talk to you about today is going to be about DUI and alcohol offenses. As many of us know, CDL drivers are held to a higher standard than normal drivers, or the four-wheelers as we love to call them. The four-wheelers can have a legal limit of alcohol in their system of 0.08, while you, the CDL drivers, can have a legal limit of 0.04 in their system to be considered DUI. But remember this, and remember this: CDL drivers can't have any measurable amount of alcohol in their system. A DUI conviction, even off duty in your personal car, can and will suspend your CDL, and I've seen it happen. Just a quick short personal story. A few months back, I arrested a guy for suspicion of DUI while driving a commercial motor vehicle, and he is fighting this thing tooth and nail because he doesn't want to lose his CDL, doesn't want to lose his career and his livelihood. Understandably so. But the amount of money this guy's spending in lawyer fees, legal fees, and everything else, I can only imagine is absolutely wrecking him. So whether he gets hit with that or not, he's still going to be out quite a bit of money, and it will have put a lot of stress on his life, so it's not worth it. First offense, if you're convicted of DUI and you have a CDL, is going to be a CDL suspension of 1 year. And for you hazmat drivers out there, it's a suspension of 3 years if you get a DUI. So again, how I love to say it, not worth it. And like I mentioned before, the craziest part is that you don't even have to be in a truck, or a commercial truck, should I say, to lose your CDL. You can be in your car or your pickup truck on a Saturday night, and one mistake can end your trucking career before you know it. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever seen a driver lose their CDL over a DUI. I've seen it happen quite a few times, but I want to know what y'all have seen. The next thing that can really affect your CDL, even if you're on off-duty personal time in your personal car, are going to be serious traffic violations. And that's going to be under 383.51. That can be things like reckless driving, excessive speeding, using a cell phone while driving, following too closely, and improper lane changes, and the list does go on. If you get what's considered 2 very serious traffic violations, tickets, citations, within 3 years, that can be a 60-day CDL suspension. If you get 3 serious violations within 3 years, that's a 120-day potential CDL suspension. And remember, these are things even done in your personal vehicle. That's where a lot of drivers slip up, because they tend to think, well, if I'm in my personal vehicle, I'm not really utilizing my CDL, so it doesn't count. I'm here to tell you that's not true. Now, earlier up on the list, I talked about excessive speeding. In many states, that can be triple-digit speeds, right? Speeds that you can be arrested for. I have seen a driver lose his CDL and get into a ton of legal trouble with fines, tickets, lawyer fees, and everything else because he was driving 130 miles per hour in his personal car, not realizing that it would affect his CDL. Not that you should be doing that if you knew it would affect your CDL, but still, you see where I'm coming from. So I want to say, all in all, CDL drivers, you trucker fam, you are held to a higher standard on the road no matter what, whether you like it or not. This third one I'm going to talk about, I've actually witnessed truckers do this not knowing that it can be detrimental to their CDL, and that's going to be pretty much jumping out of service orders. Ignoring or jumping an out of service order is one of the fastest way to mess your CDL up. Quick example, a truck is placed out of service for really bad brakes and really bad tires, upon a bunch of other things. Truck driver says thank you, takes the inspection report, and takes off, leaves. That's what I mean when I say jumping the out of service order. And that's a serious violation and fine depending on the state that you're in. And what a lot of drivers don't know is that FMCSA actually has a penalty for this. Jumping out of service orders, especially several times, can disqualify your CDL. And it can disqualify it for up to 180 days or 2 years max. And while this seems a little bit extreme, a lot of the people that are jumping these out of service orders tend to have a habit of doing it. They tend to do it over and over and over. It's not just jump it once accidentally or on purpose and have your CDL ripped right from your hands. A lot of times it takes a pattern of doing these things before the final big action is really taken. So that's your hint to just never do it. And I know a lot of times here I'm preaching to the choir, but this information has to be put out because some of the info people really have no clue. Now, I have personally seen it where miscommunications has caused people to jump out of service orders without even realizing it. I put a guy out of service and I was explaining to him what it means. I told him he cannot leave, gave him the inspection report. He's looking at me and he's like, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna lie, there was a little bit of a language barrier there. Not bad enough to where ELP he could be put out of service, but there was a little bit of a barrier. And I'm telling him this and he says, okay, sounds good. So I get busy. I go back and I'm doing another inspection on a whole other truck. Like 5 minutes goes by. And I look back and all I can see is the back of this dude's truck and he's driving away with the big orange out of service stickers on his trailer. So what did I do, you may ask? Well, I'm about to tell you. I wrapped up my inspection quickly and I followed him right down the interstate. I caught up to him and I told him he is out of service. I explained it to him again properly. And he said he didn't understand what I was saying before in full because he'd never been put out of service before and so forth. But I went easy on this guy. I just had him come right back to the detail site and park the truck. So whether some people do it on purpose or not on purpose, it's done all the time. And we don't take it lightly, nor does FMCSA. The fourth thing that can absolutely trash your CDL is going to be drug and alcohol failures, or drug and alcohol test failures, should I say. The DOT drug and alcohol program can be random. It can be pre-employment screening. It can be post-accident or even return to duty. If you fail any one of those things, you could be legit out. First try, done. And here's the kicker. If you're refusing to take testing, whether it be random or scheduled, refusing is considered the same as failing a test. So don't refuse. If you're caught, you're caught. I want y'all to remember that CBD products are still risky. FMCSA does not recognize legal CBD as a defense. So if you want to be safe all around, I personally wouldn't use any of those products at all because a lot of them have traces of THC in it, and that's pretty much what a lot of the testing is looking for. Now, if you do fail a test or you do have a positive test, your CDL is going to be disqualified until you complete a return to duty process with SAP. Crazy part is many drivers just don't return because a lot of companies won't hire drivers that have popped positive for drug tests. Go figure, right? So one bad drug test can lead to you not getting hired by several companies after. So again, the question I was asked, is it worth it? Probably not. I do want to know what you think about the whole CBD issue though. Should CBD be allowed for CDL drivers? Yes or no? Let me know down in the comments. I know this is kind of a hot take and a hot question, but I really want to know how y'all feel about it. Thing number 5, felonies and off-duty crimes. Convictions like using a CMV in a felony, like human trafficking, drug distribution, is a lifetime CDL disqualification, aka don't do that. Even off-duty felonies can trigger CDL loss depending on the state and FMCSA reportings. The best rule of thumb here is that if you're a CDL driver, stay clean life in general. That should go for everybody, but we're talking about CDL drivers here. You do have a lot to lose. Remember, a CDL is a privilege license, it's not a right. So the courts and the FMCSA puts it at a higher standard and treats it harsher than a regular driver's license for those pesky four-wheelers that we all rave about. Thing number 6 is going to be medical card issues. Medical card issues has been a problem for as long as I can remember. Expired or invalid med cards, usually an immediate out of service. And if you do it repeatedly, you guessed it, it's not good for your CDL longevity. Drivers must keep a valid DOT med card filed and updated with their state. Failure to renew can be a CDL downgrade, remember that. So many drivers end up missing deadlines and then they end up losing weeks of work, which is money gone out of their pockets. Now, how can you protect your CDL? Well, I'm going to give you 3 tips, the 3 golden tips that can really help you out here, so stick around. One is going to be possibly the most simple one. Separate work from play. Whenever you are in that truck, whenever you are utilizing your CDL especially, separate that from play. Don't try to, be right on the line with it. Can you drink this much and then do this and that? And can you do this on your reset? Just don't do it. Be straight as an arrow, right? Separate your work from play. I know it can be hard for some people. Number 2 is going to be to know the rules because ignorance will not save you. This is your CDL. It's your life. It's your career. So it's going to be up to you to learn the rules about trucking, your CDL, your med card, your truck, your company, everything. You should make it your duty to be as safe as possible on the road for you and for others. The excuse of you didn't know should never really be a viable excuse. Here's the thing, we don't know everything. Even us DOT cops, me personally, we just don't know everything. So what I do suggest is when you do have a question, ask a state DOT cop. Don't go around asking truckers in different truck stops or hop on the CB. Just ask a legit cop. Next time you're getting an inspection or you may be at a weigh station, just ask that DOT cop your question or questions because it's better to hear it from us than to hear a myth or rumor from other people on the road. 3, you're just going to need to stay compliant daily. So along with your pre-trips, I know I said daily, but I would say on a weekly basis, I would just go through your files, make sure that everything is current. Your license, CDL, med card, everything like that, registration, make sure everything is current. Get a system down. This can take you anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes and every week. make sure everything is good to go. Log into your DMV site, make sure that your CDL is good to go. Your med card is up on file and everything like that. It saves you a lot of time, stress, and headache. Here's the absolute truth. So many truckers think, well, that'll never happen to me. These bad things will never happen to me. Until it does. Don't wait until your CDL is gone or at risk in order to take it seriously. So there you have it. Top personal mistakes that can destroy a CDL. From DUI to reckless driving to felonies, all the things I talk about in this video can risk your career and make you lose your career. And I don't want to see that happen. Trucker fam and truckers, I want you to protect your CDL like your family depends on it. Drop a comment below telling me which one of these risks you think takes the most CDL drivers off the road. And if you like this video and learn any value from it, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button so YouTube pushes this out to even more truckers who need to see this and should stumble upon this channel because I help y'all stay squared away. As always, stay safe, keep rolling.